you for coming to Increasing Student Success with Career Development today. Today's webinar will be recorded and it will be sent out either later today or tomorrow by email. You'll receive your copy. If you have questions, please enter them in the chat window and we'll address them during the session, or you can save them for the question and answer period at the end of the webinar. Today's webinar is brought to you by Human Resources. Human Resources is a worldwide leader in the development and provision of online personal assessments, student success, and education and career development programs. We also have a free resume service, and you can learn more at humanresources.com. We're very fortunate to have Dr. Marsha Fralick with us today to talk about the importance of students making an informed choice of a college career and major, and to review technology and curriculum that can help them make those decisions. Dr. Marsha Fralick taught college success courses for 45 years and is a frequent presenter at conferences related to student success. She's the author of the College and Career Success line of textbooks. Her college success program in the San Diego area received many awards from students and faculty and was designated an exemplary program by the California Community Colleges Board of Governors. Research on the program outcomes has shown a 28% increase in retention and an 80% success rate for students enrolled in her program. I'd like to welcome Marsha to today's call, and I'll pass the mic over to her.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm in San Diego, California. The weather here is kind of cool and foggy. I call it free air conditioning. The presentation today will include some free resources that you can use in your own classroom. And these resources are located at my website, College Success One. So if you go to collegesuccess1.com and click on training notes, you can access the PowerPoint research, the video, classroom exercise, and an overview of the curriculum. As Tamara just mentioned, there is also a free resume app, and I'll put the link in the training notes as well. So the key idea for the presentation today is that making an informed choice of a college major helps students stay in college and complete their education. So if you think about this key idea, students need to have a vision for the future in order to be motivated to stay in college and do all the hard work that's required to be successful in college. I have done some research on my own campus, and it is published in the FYE monograph on careers. And I found that career development increases retention, college completion rates, you have fewer course withdrawals, it increases graduation rates, and improves course satisfaction. One of the research projects I did, I looked at students who stayed in college and those who dropped out. And the most significant question was, what is your major? If early on students can say during the first semester what their major is, they're more likely to continue on to the second semester. If they're not able to answer that question, then they are more likely to drop out, and they drop out early. So increasing retention, career development's important. I also found an interesting idea in that I experimented with when would be the best time to put the career development component into my first year experience course. And I found out that it's best to include it early in the semester. So the first thing I talk about is motivation. The second is making a choice of a major. And these two topics together help students to complete the course and be successful in their education. So it needs to occur early in the semester. Research I completed at Cuyamaca College. Cuyamaca College is a community college in the San Diego area. Cuyamaca is a Native American term. It means where the earth meets the sun. We are near an Indian reservation, 10 miles from the Mexican border, have lots of international and immigrant students. So students enrolled in my first-year experience program with a strong career component had an increased fall to spring retention rate of 27.6%. So I was able to convince the administration that this is a valuable program to provide funding for it because it actually increases income for our college. When students stay in college, then the college receives more funding from the state. So it is a program that increases funding for our college. One of the themes that I like to have in my college success course is that of life satisfaction. What do you want in life? What does it take to make you happy in life? And one interesting thing about life satisfaction as connected to careers, 44% of all college educated job seekers regret their field of study. And that's a sad number. And I've also, working as a counselor and advisor, found that students had more units than they needed to have because they changed their major. So if we can help students early on, it helps with life satisfaction as well as completing college and in the community college, completing your education without excess units. So graduates with good job prospects are more satisfied with their field of study. So we can help students understand their job prospects early on. So having a vision for the future provides the motivation to invest in the hard work needed to complete a college education. So this would be a justification for including career development in your first year experience course, or possibly having a separate course on career development. What we try to do is match students' personal strengths to careers. And so these are all the aspects that we help students to discover. What are my personal strengths through personality assessment? What are my vocational interests? What are my multiple intelligences? And I like multiple intelligences because it's a positive way of thinking about skills. What are my skills? How do they match the job market? How can I improve my skills if I am choosing a career that has a skill that I need to develop? How do careers affect learning and values? So we're trying to connect students' personal strengths to careers and actual job openings. And we use technology to connect personal strengths to careers. And I have a sample of how that works. Human Resources produces the True Talent Personality Assessment, and they have a suite of assessments that I've used for the last 20 years. I started using them back in 2000 when it became too expensive to afford the Strong and the Myers-Briggs. So I went to our career center person and I asked her, is there something really good out there and less expensive? And she helped me to learn about these assessments produced by Human Resources. So you see this chart, it looks a lot like Myers-Briggs, but I like to think of it as an updated version of Myers-Briggs. One of the things I like about it is that it is a point on a continuum rather than an either or. So I think it gives a more accurate description of personal strengths. Being that this is an online assessment, you can click on these. For example, what is an introvert or an extrovert? I focus on positive psychology and have worked with Human Resources over the years to steer their assessments so that they match the concepts from positive psychology. So we're going to look at student strengths. What are my strengths as an introvert? I focus attention inward. I enjoy tasks that require concentration. I work best on one project at a time. I work at a careful, steady pace, consider things fully before speaking, as composed to an extrovert. So this helps me in choosing a career that matches what are my personal strengths. The assessment includes a personality profile that's written in a positive way. For Myers-Briggs, you should be certified to administer that assessment, but for this assessment, students and faculty can understand it easily. It's written in plain language in a positive way. When students ask me for a letter of recommendation, I often pull up their personality profile and take some of these positive adjectives and include them in their letter of recommendation. When students are writing their resume and they want to write in their resume, what are my personal strengths, they can find them from this assessment. And then how does your personality affect these factors? Learning, work and productivity, communication, working with others, career, and pathways. So again, it has more information than Myers-Briggs, and it connects directly to careers. So for example, how does it affect work and productivity? Here are my strengths. I am logical, efficient, self-reliant, versatile, reliable, decisive, trustworthy. So these are nice adjectives that I can use to think positively about myself. What are some challenges I might have in the workplace? And these are the challenges I might have. I can be aware of those and make sure that I know how to deal with them. How does it affect working with others? My strengths are I'm responsible, loyal, likable, I get things done. Here are some challenges that I might experience. It also connects to career and pathways. This is actually my assessment. If I'd taken it when I was 18, I would probably have become an engineer. So my personality type matches closely with engineering. And so I can find out information directly in this assessment about engineers. So I can find out, for example, what does a chemical engineer do? How are my skills as compared to a person who is a chemical engineer? What kind of education is required? What are some similar careers? What are the wages? And the average wage is $121,840. So this would give me a comfortable living. That would encourage me to keep up, especially in those calculus classes when the going gets tough. I could keep in mind what my future vision is. What's the outlook for this career? And then what I like about this assessment, it actually takes students to current job openings in your area through Indeed.com. So they can click on that icon, and here are engineering jobs in my area in LA, Santa Clara, Long Beach, Mojave, and other places. So one of the assignments I give to my students is to tell me what are their personal strengths, tell me one career that matches, and then describe one job that's open currently and tell me what the salary is. So these are nice building blocks for creating a vision for the future. One of the assignments I give to my students is to go to wordcloud.com and put in their personal strengths, and you can make a visual out of it. When I teach online, students post this on the discussion board. For face-to-face courses, they could share them in small groups or post these in the classroom. Students often tell me they take them home and post them somewhere at home so that they can think positively about themselves. This assignment is in the resources today, so you're welcome to use that assignment. Another assignment I give to students and that is available in the resources today, summarize your personal strengths. What is the education required? Find one career that matches your personal strengths. What's the salary and the career outlook? This is actually one of our student learning outcomes, and the course is evaluated based on how many students complete this assignment. So the assessments include personality, multiple intelligences. So when the students take the multiple intelligences assessment, they can take a different view of careers. According to my multiple intelligences, what are some careers that match? This may be giving me some additional ideas or confirm what I found out in my personality assessment. There's also an assessment on learning and skills. So I'm the author of a textbook called Career Success, and these are the chapters. So this would be an overview of the curriculum that we use. We have two different courses. We have a 2-unit career course, and then we have a 3-unit first-year experience course that also includes careers. But these are the career topics. So it involves create your success, exploring your personality and major, exploring interests and values, exploring your multiple intelligences, planning your career and education, updated job search strategies, and career satisfaction. Again, what is life satisfaction and how does your career fit into that? So this is the chapter on create your success. What are the steps in career planning? What's the value of a college education? Students are asking this now more than ever as the cost of college increases. How to motivate yourself to be successful, how to think positively about the future, taking control of your life, visualizing your success, and what are the secrets to happiness? That's another theme that runs through my materials and at the FYE conferences I've been presenting on how to attain happiness in life. So it's a theme that runs through all of my materials. Second chapter would be exploring your personality and major. Choose a major that matches your gifts and talents. Understanding personality type. The interactive online version of the textbook, the assessments are integrated into the chapter. So there's a section on understanding personality type and a rationale for taking the assessment so that students know why they're taking the assessment. Then the assessment appears within the chapter. That's the True Talent Personality Assessment. And then majors in future earnings, majors in job satisfaction, and find your passion. Those are the topics in the first chapter or second chapter. The next one is exploring interests and values. So we talk about Holland's Hexagon. I link students out to the ONET Interest Profiler. That is a government site that I found helpful in taking another look at interests from a different perspective. Interests and lifestyle, using values to make important decisions, and students assess their values and think about what are their 5 top values. We talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's a values checklist and act on your values. The next one is exploring your multiple intelligences. And I connect that with mindset, having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, grit and success. What are multiple intelligences? And then students take the True Talent Intelligences Assessment. And again, that connects to careers and actual job openings and the importance of building on your strengths. Planning your career and education. I talk about different generations and career trends, and then look at career trends for 2019 through 2029. Work skills for the 21st century. Students then take the True Talent Skills Assessment. We talk about how to research your career, and students can do that through the assessments. And I also help them to use the Occupational Outlook Handbook, and it's online. Making good decisions and planning your education. One of the assignments that we give to students is to meet with a counselor or advisor and create an educational plan. And then they submit a copy to the FYE instructor. And again, that's another one of our student learning outcomes. And the success of our course is measured by how many students complete that educational plan. That's one measure. Then we talk about updated job search strategies, using career services. I work in partnership with career services. I always take students to the career center. We talk about volunteering and internships, resume and cover letter. In the resources today, you'll see the Human eSources resume app, and that's free for your students to use. Establishing your own personal brand online. Online tools, job interviewing, starting your own business, taking action. This is the link to the resume builder at Human eSources. And again, Tamara will send out a link to the resources. Here's an important chapter, and that is career satisfaction. We hope that students will enjoy their major. They will find satisfaction in their careers as a way to attain happiness in life. So finding your passion, finding meaning in work, how important is money to job satisfaction, some predictors of job satisfaction, essential work skills, emotional intelligence and career success, communication for career success, tips for career success, And what are my lifetime goals? I know lots of faculty today are using online materials, OER, but one thing I would like to mention is that the career assessments are included with the textbook, and the price is less than what most students are paying for the career assessments. So the included assessments are personality, multiple intelligences, learning and skills, and those are included with the materials. Career development, there are two resources for this. The Career Success, it's available as a printed version. I think it makes sense to have this as an interactive online version. If you would like guest access to this textbook, the interactive online textbook, if you would like guest access and take the assessments for yourself to see what your students would experience, there's a link in the resources today so you could take a look. If you'd like to take a look at College and Career Success, that combines the first year experience topics with the career topics. So it starts with motivation and then goes right into careers and then picks up on the traditional FYE topics. I also have a video on YouTube. It has an overview of the curriculum and interactive features. And again, this is on the resources for today at my website, College Success One. I also have an instructor manual, and it's my lifelong collection of exercises to engage students in learning. It has classroom exercises, it has handouts, it has a test bank, it has PowerPoint. If you'd like, I could send you a sample of the instructor manual. The full access to the instructor manual is provided with adoption of any of my textbooks. Today, if you go to College Success One under training notes, you can find some free resources, the ones that I've mentioned during this presentation, including a link to the free resume builder, some classroom exercises, a link to the video, my contact information. So again, the resources are at College Success One. Just click on training notes. If you have academic questions, you can contact me, Marsha at marshafralick.com. I do professional development online for faculty. I've trained some peer mentors at the University of Hawaii. You can look at my website and see the training sessions that I've done for different colleges. So I enjoy working with faculty and students, and so you can contact me and ask questions. I can meet with you on Zoom or meet with your students on Zoom. To learn more about career success, you can go to humanesources.com, career success. If you'd like guest access to the assessments, try them out for yourself, or career success, then you can contact Carla Lundman. Here's her email address. At this point, I'm going to stop for questions. If you have any questions, I would love hearing from you. We had asked people at the beginning to say where they're from and maybe what the weather's like today. So Tamara, maybe you could share some of those comments if we've got some. And I'll pause here and give you an opportunity to write your questions in the chat window.
Sure. We didn't have a bunch of uptake on where we're from. Hopefully the weather's great where you are. We do have someone calling from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I'm on the West Coast. Marsha, I know you're down in San Diego area. And yeah. We've got some takers now. Thank you. Hopefully you've gotten to know us a little. We have Montgomery, Alabama. It's nice, but muggy. Savannah, Georgia, sunny and hot. Phoenix, sunny and warming up. Raleigh, sunny in the 80s, and warm in Columbia, South Carolina. So that's great. It sounds like spring and summer starting, it feels like. So that's excellent. And if you have any questions for Dr. Fralick, please feel free to type them in the chat. I'm happy to ask them. Yeah, let's see here. And so I will ask Marsha as well. I know that many colleges use Career Center for their career centers for their career development, which makes sense, of course. But what are the advantages of offering career development within your FYE course or FYE offering?
I've always worked in partnership with our Career Center and have always been good friends with the Career Center director. And so when students go to the Career Center, they often take career assessments. They have an appointment with a career counselor. So the time is rather limited. The advantage of having it within a course or an FYE course is that you can reinforce that career development. So students learn about career decision making. They have a chance to think about their personal strengths, and they're more active in making decisions. I think about 88% of my students had made a career decision by the end of the course. One of the research publications I did, we found out that career development is effective when students interact with the results. If you just hand them a list of the results or discuss them briefly, they're likely to move on and not get the real value from the assessments. But inside the course, you can provide a rationale why they're taking it. You can provide information, and you can connect directly to careers. So if we say that career development is important, it helps with student retention, it helps with improving satisfaction with life and attaining happiness in life. It's something important. So it does belong in the Career Center, and then it also belongs in a first-year experience course or in a separate career course. They're so important for student retention and success.
Great. Yeah, I think there's a great partnership there, isn't there? Kind of a reinforcement of the support and the message as well.
Right.
Between the two. Great. I don't see any questions. I did have some questions earlier about the True Talent assessments, and we're happy to answer those. So if you have any other questions, you can see on the screen, Carla Lundman is happy to help, as well as Dr. Fralick, of course, is able to answer questions, but specifically about for career success and the online interactive textbook for that. Or for True Talent, we're obviously happy to answer any questions you may have. Feel free to give us an email. We have a question, so I want to make sure I get to it. Within the career services profession, there's a major movement to build a career ecosystem, career everywhere, not just in the Career Center.
I like that idea.
Absolutely.
I think in the past it's been considered, this is the Career Center's job. But more and more as we think about the future and satisfaction and motivation, yes, careers need to be in other places besides the Career Center. I know that in some of the vocational programs, students learn about careers. Often colleges are organized by career paths. I have a granddaughter who's starting high school, and she's already discussing career path in high school, which I think is a good step. It doesn't mean that that's where she'll end up, but at least she is starting to think about that at an early age. So the more people we have working on this, the better. So I like the idea of a career ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Well, I don't see, and we're finding that our career offices aren't staffed well enough to meet with students, and we're in opt-in rather than being required, like academic advising. Yeah, I could see that being a challenge for sure.
I think one of the factors that impact students' success and retention is that the college recognize how important careers are to their bottom line. I did one project where I looked at the impact of cost, and I found that for every dollar invested in our college success course with career development, it yielded $4 back to the institution. I think you could probably do the same kind of analysis with career services. And the reason why it generates money is because it helps with retention. So the more students are retained in your college, the more funding from the state is provided to your college. So sometimes I think administrators don't understand that concept when they don't really properly staff career centers or provide enough career resources for students.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much for attending today's session. And you will get a survey at the end of this webinar that I hope you'll take just a few seconds and fill out for us, and let us know how we're doing and any suggestions you have. And thank you so much again for today's session. You will get an email from me, actually from Carla, coming out either later today or tomorrow with the recording from today. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
It was great meeting with everyone today, and enjoy the rest of your day. If you send Carla an email, she'll send you a one-page email where you can click and you can access the career materials. You can take the assessments and try them out for yourself. So thanks for attending today. Have a wonderful rest of your day today.